welcome to the show. I am your host, Bryan Lee Whatley. Our story begins tonight with our very special guest, the beautiful and talented actress model, Rachael Adams of Detroit. Rachael graduated from the University of Michigan, Dearborn, with a bachelor's degree in business and a major in marketing. Rachael was selected by the university to be in the Emerging Leaders program, and it was obvious that Rachael was very motivated and had leadership qualities and was on her way to becoming an entrepreneur. Rachael was always very athletic. Growing up and in college, she was on the university's women's basketball team. She enjoyed competing in figure and fitness competitions and also entered her first Michigan powerlifting competition and placed first. Rachael first got her desire to model when she was asked to represent Harley Davidson. She then created her portfolio and her career in modeling took off. And most recently, Rachael was selected to be in Maxim Magazine's Hometown Hottie competition and was selected to be a semi-finalist. And while she enjoys modeling and working promotions, her passion is being an actress. In 2010, Rachael was filmed in a released horror movie, Nemesis. After Nemesis, she was on the set of Hostel 3, Real Steel, and Vamps, just to name a few. So Rachael is a believer of giving, and she enjoys volunteering and helping those in need every chance she gets. Rachael tries to help with at least one charity every month. And recently, she helped host a golf outing for veterans, and in 2011 became an ambassador for the Ride for Autism. Think positive, and positive things will happen to you. Believe in yourself, and others will believe in you too. Don't hope or wish for something. Do it and make it happen. Manifest your destiny. These are some of the many words Rachael Adams not only loves repeating, but also lives by. I think you'll find that Rachael Adams of Detroit is just a doll. A very ambitious, hard-working doll. As she would say, with brains, beauty, and a big heart. And I agree with her. Our musical guest is Bucky Covington with a song, I Want to Be That Feeling. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome, Rachael. How are you doing today?
Great. Amazing. How are you?
I'm doing super fabulous. I get a chance to talk to you, so that makes a big smile put on my face.
Thank you.
So I live way down
How are all the listeners doing?
Oh, they're doing awesome. They're super happy right now, too. I know they're smiling. So
Good.
I live way down here in the south, and you live way up there in the north. So what's the weather like up there? Is it cold, snowing, freezing yet?
It's actually crazy because we just had really cold weather. Like the winter is coming. We actually had snow flurries, and then we had this amazingly warm weather where we were like in the high 60s and 70s. So it's always different. You never know what the weather is in Detroit. You have to go outside and figure it out.
Nice. Don't you always like stuff like that? I normally use a pet rock or a weather rock. If I put it outside and I get it and I bring it back in and it's wet, I know it's raining. If I put it outside and it's hot, I know it's sunny. That's kind of how my weatherman kind of thing works down here in the south.
I see. Well, I'm going to have to come down there more often then.
I know, because it's beautiful. It's about 72 degrees right now, so it was nice and sunny today.
Wow, yeah, I went to Las Vegas. I worked in Las Vegas for the SEMA show, the big, huge SEMA show that happens every year in Las Vegas. And I was very spoiled going there because it was 80s, beautiful, short tank tops, summer dresses, and then we got to Michigan, and that was the week we had to wear hats and gloves.
Awesome. So before we get into all the magnificent details of you and your life, can you give us a quick 1 to 2 minute briefing about you in case anybody's been living under a rock and has never heard of you?
Okay, well, my name is Rachael Adams, and I am known as Rachael Adams of Detroit, and that's because I am I'm a girl from Detroit who's proud to be from Detroit. I believe in Detroit. I do acting, modeling. I own a company. I'm involved in the movie industry, but I also do a ton of work for charities. I do at least one charity every month. I graduated from the University of Michigan Dearborn, so I definitely am a Go Blue cheerleader. And I mean, why people call me Superwoman of Detroit, because I do a lot. I'm not just a normal girl. You know, I personally think I am a normal girl, but I try to do a lot for the community, and I am actually known as Rachael Adams of Detroit. If you Google me, just Rachael Adams, and then put O to S, and Detroit will pop up, and you'll be able to learn a lot more about me.
Oh my goodness. There's one thing about you that I definitely concur is you are one of the hardest working, busiest women in the industry. It is amazing all the stuff that you do. And one thing about you is you're incredibly smart as well. You mentioned the University of Michigan. I'm an University of Alabama fan, so I got to say roll tide. But you won an award there. Your degree's in marketing, but you won an award there about a leaders program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yep. I went to the University of Michigan Dearborn, like I said, which is an amazing school. I loved it there. And I went to school for marketing. I got my bachelor's in business, major in marketing. And while attending school there, I was nominated and awarded to be on the Emerging Leaders Program. And the Emerging Leaders Program is a huge honor because they take only about 20 students out of the whole university to be in the program, not just 20 students out of the School of Business, but 20 students out of the whole school. And those are who they believe is going to be the leaders of our class, or the leaders, of America. And what they would do is they would take different industry professionals. We've had CEOs from other businesses come to U of M, and they would come to us and say, what would make you want to stay in Detroit? Because, again, we can fly off to Chicago and work, or California and work. They want to keep Detroit growing, and they want to know what would it take and to keep the leaders here. And so we actually started creating these campaigns of what we think Detroit should be like, and it was pretty cool because it was with a lot of people who just brainstormed and came up with awesome ideas. And ever since then, I said, I'm going to make a commitment that I'm going to represent Detroit, help Detroit in any way I can.
Nice. Well, you definitely do that very, very well. So it shows, just like you said earlier, you can Google it and everything pops up. And I like the fact that you picked a hometown and you're staying with your hometown. I have been asked to move to a lot of different places as well, and I chose to stay here in Mobile, Alabama, because this is where I consider my home. And I just love it. It's a great, big, small town, and so it kind of fits for me. But one of the things also about you at the University of Michigan is you lettered in basketball, but you're only 5'2". How did you manage to do all that?
Well, as you'll hear about this interview of all the crazy things that I do, and I'm a crazy goal setter. I'm set weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, and when I put my mind to it, I think nothing's impossible. You can do whatever you want to do. And one of the things that I wanted to do, I was sitting in the library one day at U of M, and I sat next to this girl, and she had a leather jacket on, and I thought, wow, U of M Dearborn. What can you get letters in here? I didn't even realize they have a hockey team, they had a basketball team, they had all kinds of stuff. And she goes, oh, I play basketball. And she was a short girl she was the other point guard on the team. She was about 5'2" as well. And I said, you play basketball? And she goes, yeah. I go, I want a letter jacket. So I want to play basketball. And I played basketball in high school and was MVP in grade school. I had basketball to prove it, and I love basketball. And I just wanted a letter jacket so I could say, hey, I did that, and I'm always about telling people, your life is an adventure, so you want to have some awesome stories to tell when you get old. So one of my awesome stories, and here has been in many interviews, is you play basketball for U of M. And I did. I got a letter jacket, and the team actually got new uniforms the year I ended playing, and I got to keep my uniform, and I got a scholarship for playing there, and it was a great opportunity. I got to travel and make some amazing friends. So, yes, I did play basketball. Go blue.
Well, along with being a super athlete, you also competed in the National Fitness and Figure competitions, and also with powerlifting for, I think it was Powerhouse, with the big three with bench, squat, and deadlift. And I used to bodybuild, and I know the type of dedication that takes. And so when I read about that as well, and that was kind of an instance as well with you. You just saw it and decided you wanted to do that. Is that correct? Is that how you got into it?
Well, actually, again, it started with me going to the show. My ex-husband was, in a lot of bodybuilding competitions. He was Mr. Michigan, Mr. Central State. He was very into it. We had a clique of bodybuilders that we would train with, or, fitness competitors, and and we also had his best friend was world's best powerlifter, Clay Brandenburg. So we were always in the realm of it. And the first time I went to a bodybuilding competition, I was like, hey, I want a trophy. I want to look like that. And so I just put my mind to it, and I did a bodybuilding show. My first show, I got third place, but all the judges pulled me aside after and said, you know, you have a good look, but you don't want to do bodybuilding, because bodybuilding is more, you know, you're going to have more of a manly look. It's a lot of muscle to be successful in bodybuilding. Right. And they said what you need to do is fitness. At the time, they didn't have figure yet, which fitness and figure is different. Fitness, you do a one-piece bathing suit, a two-piece bathing suit, and then a gymnastics dance routine. And I used to do cheerleading, and I used to be a competitive dancer, so I thought, oh, that's going to be right up my alley. And then I did that, and my first show I got second place, which was great. I was happy. I got lots of really cool pictures. And then they started doing a figure division, which means you don't have to do the fitness routine, so you just do the one-piece and two-piece. And I went to Ohio State and got second place there, and got a trophy that is actually about 1 inch shorter than me. So it's a huge trophy. Hilarious. And yeah, I love it. And then I started, you know, I went to nationals. I didn't place, they only placed top 16 in nationals, but it's, you know, it's awesome, because now I know once you learn how to be a fitness or figure competitor, you know how to control your diet, you know how to control your weight. If I need to get ready for a photo shoot, I know how to drop down. But yeah, it was an amazing opportunity, and we would go to the Arnold Schwarzenegger classes every year. It was so much fun. Arnold is a super nice guy. He put on some great shows. And then I went to a powerlifting competition. You know, I used to go to them a lot because we would be in our, you know, within our group. And I said, you know what, I want to do a powerlifting competition. I haven't done that yet. And so my first competition I entered was a bench, squat, and deadlift. And I won first place total in Michigan. And when I compete, I definitely represent, and I still represent the Powerhouse Gym. I represent Brownstown or Lincoln Park in my area.
Nice. Now,
they are huge supporters of me.
You were talking about the fact that since you bodybuild and things like that, and you went into these competitions, you know what it takes in order to diet down for photo shoots and stuff. And for somebody who kind of did that as well, and who have friends who bodybuild, it is crazy dieting and crazy nutrition kind of stuff and crazy workouts that you have to do to be able to compete and be successful. I remember a friend of mine telling me that he wrote me a message. He was like, hey, Brian, I just, you know, shortened my diet some. I'm like, you know, 2 weeks out from competition, I got rid of 2 strawberries off my diet. And I'm like, 2 strawberries? Seriously, you're counting strawberries? The berry itself, not a bucket of strawberries, but 2?
Oh, like, yeah.
It is crazy.
It's a lot of dedication. You know, when I compete, or whenever I want to, you know, trim up, I'm not somebody who diets and, you know, eats celery and Cheerios. I'm somebody who eat more when I want to lose more. I eat a lot of protein. I'm more of the high protein, low carb diet, a lot of protein shakes, a lot of protein chicken, vegetables. But it is a lot of dedication, and what a lot of people don't realize is when you're getting ready for a show, it's all about diet. Even within people's lifestyles, they think, I'm going to go to the gym for 3 hours a day or 4 hours a day, every single day of the week. But if you're still eating, you know, bad, it won't make any difference. But when you're dropping the weight, you know, really fast, and you're eating a lot of protein and low carbs, and you lose a lot of weight, you need to still be in the gym, because when you lose all that weight, for example, in your back of your legs, you need to have the hamstring for it to lay on, otherwise you'll have what they call cottage teeth, you know. So it's a happy medium, but it's way more important on the diet aspect than it is even working out. You know, sometimes with my schedule being insanely crazy, especially this past year, as long as I'm eating clean and, you know, eating good, I don't even have to go to the gym. And then when I get ready for a shoot, I'll just jump up on a little bit more cardio and, you know, a little bit more weight training.
So many people hate you right now. It's unbelievable.
Hate me? No. Actually, you know, it's really a lot of people like me, because I try to help everybody I can. You know, people will email me for a diet. I'll even help them with a diet, you know, but it's a matter of, you know, tracking down and doing the diet. You know, I know
you actually speak the truth, though. That is the proper way to do things, and the healthy way to do things. And so, but me,
Yeah.
sometimes whenever I get finished with a workout, then I eat a Snickers bar because I think I just need that sugar and that boost of protein and everything, which probably isn't the case anymore. So, but I applaud you for doing the amount of work and dedication that it takes to stay looking, how you look, and to do the things that you do, because you definitely have to be in shape for it. Which also kind of segues me into your modeling career. You do a lot of modeling, and you've been in some pretty cool magazines like Maxim, and you've got some calendars and stuff that's come out. Can we talk about some of your modeling work?
Sure. I actually do a lot. I started off originally doing a lot of stuff with Harley Davidson, and that's when I first started when I was about 18 years old. And I did a lot of their fashion shows and just a lot of stuff to represent them. And, then of course the fitness and figure, and did a lot of shoots with that. And then I kind of got out of it for a little while, but then when I decided, all right, it's now or never, I'm getting back into it, it just blew up. I was the host of Playboy Energy Girl Search in Detroit, and that started a lot of, a lot of recognition. I was all over posters and promotional items for that. And then I actually have a calendar out. I had a 2011 calendar out, which I used for a lot of promoting. Then I had a 2012 calendar come out for the past year, which the support is amazing that I have, not only in the United States, but I have so much support over in India and the UK, London, all over the place. And I'm so surprised when I see where these calendars are going, and I love the support. I actually do a lot for the troops, which we'll be talking about a little bit later, and I mail out my posters and calendars for free all out to the troops that are out on base, because I'm a huge supporter of the troops and what they do for us. But one of the coolest things that I actually got to do was I submitted in probably December or January for Maxim Magazine's Hometown Hottie contest, which is a contest we do every year, and girls submit all year long for it. And then I completely forgot about it. Totally forgot that I submitted myself. I did, because I do so much. I submitted for it right after my calendar, sent some photos there, and I'm like, hey, I must have a person where I'm like, hey, it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm not stressing over it.
Right.
And then I think it was about April or so, April, May, I was a celebrity at the Motor City Comic Con, and, the day after, Monday, I went into work and opened my email, and it said, congratulations, from Maxim Magazine. I was like, what? And what happened was they select, I didn't even know the whole process, but girls submit all year long, like I did, photos, they fill out a little profile about themselves, or like a little mini interview, and then they select 1,000 girls across the USA to be Maxim Magazine's Hometown Hotties. Then what happens is we go on a voting period, which we all love those voting contests. I know everybody just loves those, and being tagged, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Well, I am not one of those girls, so none of my fans ever got anything that ever said, hey, please vote for me for this week's this, or this month's this. So it was the one and only contest I really got into that was a voting thing in my life, and I had huge support from all over the place. People on Facebook and Twitter were telling me they were voting for me through emails. But what they did is they took those 1,000 girls and broke it down into 5 weeks, 200 girls each. And I moved on to the top 100 girls, and that was a huge surprise to me, actually.
Cool.
And then what they do is they say, you have a video to make, which I know you watched earlier, but it's a video that, it's a video that we had to make that pretty much just said, why do we think we should be a hometown hottie? And I put a lot of thought and energy into mine, and I think mine was awesome, and talked about me, and why I think I should be a hometown hottie. Awesome, yeah. So, unfortunately, I did not move on to the next round, which was the top 10. They go from 1,000 girls to cutting out 900, going down to 100, which is what I got. And then they go cutting out 90, go down to the top 10. So I did not move on, but again, it just wasn't meant to be. But I was honored to be in the August 2012 issue of Maxim. It says, what top 100 most sexy women, and it was for the top 100 hometown hotties. And they put a, picture of all of us girls in there, and that was awesome. I'm on Maxim's website. You can watch the videos, see the 3 pictures they have of me. And you would click on 2013, semifinalist from Michigan, and then it would say Rachael, Detroit, Michigan.
Well, I did see the
You get
video.
all that?
Yeah, I sure did. And just to let everybody know, be careful when you're clicking through there because it pops up all these crazy pages, and I got lost, and so Rachel had to help me out with it. So I'm like, I want to see it, but I can't find it. I was such a web retard right then. So, but she walked me through it, and the video is really awesome. I like it. It has all kinds of little aspects of you. And you've got some pretty funny parts in the video. You have a great sense of humor in the video, to where a lot of times you don't see that. You kind of see them trying to be all glamour and all kinds of, whatever, diva-ish. And yours was just you. And that's what I like so much about the video. I was like, oh, that rocks. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Well, what I did is before, I'm a market person, and I do my research before I made my video. And I looked at a lot of girls from the past, and even after I put my video up, I looked at a lot of the girls, and I wanted to show who I am, where, it is, if you watch it, it is a lot of funny parts. I'm pretty comical in it. But I wanted to show more of like an inner beauty. When I say why I think I should be a hometown hottie, I say because actually the camera looks at my chest, and I go, I'm by no means a double B, and the camera shakes his head no. And I say, I'm what I like to call a triple B, brains, beauty, and a big heart. And then we go into again, why I think I should be a hometown hottie with, explaining a lot of stuff we're talking about in this interview in a quick 2-minute, little video, but it shows me a lot of different ways. On basketball court, in front of you around, at the beach, pouring water on me, so you'll have to see that.
That was sexy. Let me tell y'all guys, you gotta check it out just for that one clip.
Yeah, it's ironically the clip they throws it at when Nathan puts it up on their website. So when you first log in and see me, I'm holding this huge bottle of water over me, pouring it on me, and yeah, you'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it was good stuff. And it looked like a lot of fun to make too. So congratulations on that, and congratulations on your placement there on the semifinalist for Maximum. It's a very competitive magazine, but you did an amazing job in it, and I loved all your pictures and stuff you have. Because you've done like Hawaiian Tropics, you've done like you mentioned the Playboy section, you've done Harley Davidson, all kinds of different pieces. But one thing that you also do, you put on, this is a lot of outer beauty, but you have something special that you're doing in terms of a beauty pageant for community helpers. So can we talk a little bit about that real quick?
The beauty pageant?
Yeah.
Yep, this is something that I'm hoping to do in 2013. I do a lot of stuff where I try to, help high school girls or, all kinds of different ages of girls and talk about building up their inner beauty and saying, like, that's what's really most important. And if you have inner beauty, it'll shine through no matter what you look like. And what I want to do is I want to create this beauty pageant where, what our beauty pageant is about. Pretty much the prettiest person, or I guess the one who has the most help in the politics part of the world, when it comes to beauty pageant, who's paying the most money or who knows who. Yeah. But what I want to do is for young girls, even like 5, 6, and maybe up to like say 13, guys and girls, they can enter and everybody is welcome. Doesn't matter what you look like. You get to still do your hair pretty. You get to put on a beautiful dress if you want. Doesn't matter how much you weigh. We don't want you to put on fake eyelashes and the inserted teeth that they use, the little caps they put on, or the big hair extensions. We just want the kids to come out there, and they're going to be talking about how they help the community, how they help their family, and different things like that. And they might say, "Oh, I helped my mom do Meals on Wheels," and we are going to clap for them and praise them on that. So it's a huge twist as what most people think a beauty pageant should be. I'm trying to make it more on the inner beauty rather than the exterior appearance, and build girls and guys' confidence on what we're doing to help others. And I think it's going to be great. Everybody's going to win a crown. Everybody win a sash. They have a couple pageants out there that I've heard of that do that, where everybody wins. And I think that's really important, because I think a lot of times young girls, even I have a daughter, even young girls like that, when they see Barbie on TV or they see different Miss America pageants, which I love watching them, but everybody thinks they have this perfect prototype, and I don't really think you do.
Well, I think
so. That's pretty much what it's about.
And I think that's so great for people to understand. uh, about inner beauty as well, and what you do for the community, and on the importance. And I really like how you have where every kid gets a crown or a sash or some type of award, and they get to get out there and just be themselves and show the beauty within. And it's so very important because there's so many magazines, and we just talked about a couple of magazines, and so I'm not bashing any magazines whatsoever, but there are so many magazines that give a false hope for a lot of women out there, and guys as well, about what they should look like, and according to what beauty style that they're setting. And I don't think that's true. I think natural beauty comes not only from the outside but also mainly from the inside as well. And so shine your light out to the world and let them see your beauty. And I think your pageant that you're putting on is huge. So congratulations to that. And if there was any way I could get up there to help support and applaud in the audience, because my daughter does beauty pageants. And what's so funny about it, but she does natural ones. She doesn't do all the glitz and glamour where, like you said, you have to put the flappers in and the fake eyelashes. I don't believe in that. And so, but she gets out there and just does it to have fun. And she's only 3 years old, and she's won a national title and a couple other things. But the point of it is she just likes to go and have fun. And we go to support her for whatever it is that she wants to do.
That's awesome.
And I think that's great that you're putting something on, coming from your perspective, and just helping out kids. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And, a lot of it, too, is just about the girls networking with each other, making friends, seeing other people are doing good, and, whether it's, even if it's somebody who's just, maybe their grandma or their grandpa live with them, maybe their parents have to stay at their house, and they just are the helper who helps feed the grandma or the grandpa, or help, do laundry. And it doesn't even matter really the extent of what they do. It's just all about helping and praising that and encouraging kids. So when they see other kids are doing good, it's not like, wow, you're weird because, what do you mean you're helping with Meals on Wheels? You go to strangers' houses or something? No, it's about, wow, that's what they did. Now I want to try to do something even better next year to top what I did last year, stuff like that. And that's what you were saying about what we see on magazines. It is so, I tell people, when people, a lot of times people say, email me and say, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, you're beautiful. And I actually stop them and I say, or if they say hi and text me and stuff like that, I'll actually email back and say, actually, I prefer to be called Rachel. And then I send them right to my bio on my website. And I say, please read my bio. And there's a lot more to me than looks. Looks are pretty much just hair and fake eyelashes and a lot of makeup, when you see all these glamour pictures, and there's so much fun in Photoshop. I say, I'm just actually a normal down-to-earth girl. I just have a lot of hair and makeup done and make me look like that, but exactly. A lot of people can look like that too. If they had my makeup artist and my hair person, they would be, able to be just like that. It's right. And then have Photoshop, it's amazing how we think people look what they look like and they really don't.
Exactly. I like to tell people whenever they comment on my pictures that I'm hot and sexy, that I just Photoshop well. I wish I had people saying that.
Am I even talking to you? Who is this?
Oh my goodness. So along with you, now I'm blushing because that was funny to me, but
well, because I seen your picture. That's why I was saying that. Who am I talking to?
Along with modeling and doing photo shoots and stuff like that, you're also really big into acting and doing films and stuff. And you've done quite a good bit. You've got an impressive resume, along with a couple of other movies that are coming out, and your own movie company that you're starting up. Can we talk about some of your acting work and what you got going on there?
Yeah, I actually started in this movie called Nemesis, which was my first actual role going into when I decided, all right, it's now or never. I'm getting into this again, and I'm going to go 200%, not 100%, and I'm going to go totally overdrive because a lot of actors and actresses who are well known in the industry have started at a very young age, and I started much later in the game. I actually just started marketing myself in 2000 and really about April, May of 2011. And again, if you Google me, just Google Rachael Adams of Detroit in Google or Yahoo, Google lets you more. But if you go into Google, you'll see like 12 pages of stack of all the things I've done. And Nemesis was my first actual casting call I went to, and I got the role. they actually asked me, have I ever done acting? And I said, no. And they said, have you ever been in drama? And I said, no. And they said, have you ever done anything like this before? And I said, no. And they go, well, why do you think you can be this role? You just sell us on yourself. And I said, yeah. I said, I actually, on top of all of this, I said, I actually own a painting company, and I opened a commercial, industrial, and residential painting company right out of high school, and I still have it to this day. It's one, I'm not per se painting anymore, but it's one of the things that I still have. And I said, when I go meet a, older person, I have to be a certain way. When I go meet a younger person, I have to be a certain way. You kind of have to be a chameleon and change based on, your role. And I said, but not only that is, I own a painting company, and, I used to waitress at a martini bar, so I would look like, a little cute hot mama, I guess you could say. But then the next morning, I go to church, and I'm in a business suit, and you never would have thought I looked the way I looked the night before, and
right.
I'm still a classy girl, but, I wear many hats, I said, and I play many roles in my life, and I just know I can act. I just know it. It's just natural to me. And I know how to tap into emotions, and if you tell me to be sad, I can tap into it and cry on the spot, or, depending on whatever the role is, I know I can do it and become that person. So they're like, all right. So they let me be this character, Alexis, in this movie, and which was a minor role, but as they were filming, it's a horror movie. The only female killer wasn't able to make it from LA. So they said, you know what, instead of you being Alexis, we want you to be Lizzie. And I was like, what? Lizzie, doesn't look anything like Alexis. Looks like me. Blonde hair, all pretty and, in a cute little outfit. And Lizzie is like, like a zombie type look. And I was like, well, I look really different with dark hair, and being the salesperson that I am, I said, could I possibly play both roles? And the director was like, absolutely not. You're not Eddie Murphy. You're one person or another in this movie. It's not the same person. And I said, no, let me show you what I look like with dark hair, with fresh effects and makeup. Nobody will ever know it's the same person. And I sold it. He let me be both characters, and in the credits you see both my names. That movie it was going to a lot of film festivals, and won awards in Spain. The director is Douglas Schultz. And we went to San Francisco at the film festival. We just got back from Paris. And this week it just got picked up with Anchor Bay, which is one of the biggest distributors in Michigan, which is awesome. But from that movie, I knew acting is what I love and what I want to do. I did a lot of just background, maybe featured extra roles in like Ides of March, Hostel 3, Vamp, 5-Year Engagement. I was a cheerleader. You'll see like a clip at a New Year's Eve party. I'm a cheerleader in it. Right. And Detroit 187, I was in episode, I think, 12. And then they asked me to stay on as one of the girls stand-ins. So, like, I started building, great network of people and getting a lot of exposure, in addition to all the other charities and modeling I was doing. And then I got asked to be in this movie called Bryan Lee, which was filming in 2013. I was more of a role in this movie called Misled that just wrapped filming in November in Michigan. It was a feature film, and I'm a very small role in it, but the coolest thing about this movie is I was also an assistant to producer on it. I'm the type of person who doesn't want to just be in front of the camera as an actress. I want to be also the brain behind a movie and part of production. And the lady I was an assistant to is an amazing lady. Her name is Catherine McDermott. She used to be the vice president of production for Columbia Pictures in LA for many years. She overseen all the productions of Spider-Man, Charlie's Angels, Members of Asia, and I got to be her assistant on this movie as well as be in it. Well, I have also been in the process of working with a screenwriter for my own project, which I'm getting the script in a couple of days, so I'm super excited. And we hope to film that in 2013, and I will be in it as a lead and as well as a producer on it. And Catherine is on board being my line producer, and I have another producer, Kurt Mary, who's going to be on it, who's actually my boss. I work at a film school. So a lot of good things in the works. and in regards to the entertainment company, I opened a mother company, like, Ford Motor Company is a mother company and has all the other companies underneath it. Mine's called Radiance Entertainment, which is capital R-A-D, capital R, capital A, capital D. and then the rest of it, IANCE, lowercase, and then entertainment. And the capital R, the capital A, the capital D stands for Rachael Adams of Detroit, and it's the blue message in there, you know, but the meaning of radiance is what I think the meaning of me is. You know, I'm all about intense joy, very bright, trying to bring a light to Detroit in anything that I do and project that I do. If you Google the name Radiance, I believe I'm a lot of characters in it.
Right, and I you know what? You are a ray of sunshine. You are radiance in Detroit, and you are radiance in a lot of places. So, and you can kind of see that. I love looking at pictures and kind of getting the feel of people in their pictures and stuff like that. And you do kind of radiate. So when you told me the name Radiance Entertainment Company, I was like, that is so you. That is like, that's the epitome of a name. And I like the RAD in the front to stand for Rachael Adams of Detroit. And now people can reach you here at info@radianceentertainment.com if they want to help out or volunteer or kind of assist in anything. I think that's where they can reach you at. And the website I think is under construction, right? Radiance-entertainment.com.
Yeah, we just got the name. My good friend Bryan Lee, he's a CPA. He actually will be doing a lot of my payroll and stuff like that on my movie, but he also helps with a lot of ideas in regards to myself or my company. And he's the one that said, Google the name RAD, and where's this RAD in it? And Radiance came up, and then I said, I'm in love with it. But yeah, it's info@radiance-entertainment.com. That's how you can email me, pretty much for anything. If you want to book me, if you want to maybe have me read for a movie, if you have a charity event. I love helping people, and I love doing charity events. But that's the best way to get through to me, and as well as anything in regards to the movie. You know, we will be having two pretty good names, hopefully attached to it. I kind of want to say it, because, don't want to jinx myself, but there will be some good names in the horror genre attached to this,
Nice.
like people that you all will know, and I'm excited about that. And we hope to shoot in 2013, and, any investors who possibly want to come on board or be an executive producer, there's still opportunity for that as well. I've actually possibly being a package deal with a director from LA and his movie. Both of our movies are kind of caper movies, which means you plan to do something and it goes wrong. So, we might be tied in together. So there's opportunities for anybody out there who wants to be part of the movie industry.
Okay, that's info@radiance-entertainment.com. Everybody go there, send her an email if you want to help out. I'm going to send you an email. I want to be part of it. This sounds like fun. I like
All
this.
right, we'll send you down. There will be a scene. Of course, it's a horror movie, and there's going to be killings. There will be a scene.
I love horror.
You could act as the news reporter. How about that?
That's very cool. That kind of fits. So, I'm like you. I'm a multi-talented person as well. And so, I've done a couple of movies before, and I love acting in plays, and it's just fun for me to do. So, just like you said, it's just something that you think you should do, and you're great at it. And I've always just enjoyed doing that kind of stuff too. So, so that sounds pretty cool.
Now I need your autograph. And I'll interview you for my show next week. I'm just kidding. I don't have a show, so I'm not as cool as you guys.
You're silly.
But you know what? Now that I think about it,
oh my God, what do you? Do you have the time to fit in?
No.
But I guarantee, with the amount of energy that you have, the 200% go-getter person that you are, I'm sure if you did have a spare 5 minutes in between 12:05 and 12:10 on Saturday night at midnight, then you would probably fit it in. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
But you know what? I do have. You're funny you say that, because I do have an awesome family. My mom and dad are huge supporters of me. My two sisters, Holly and Sarah, and my man in my life, Troy. They all tell me, Rachael, you don't have a 24-hour workday. Do you understand 24 hours in a day? They're like, you have more like a 34, 36, 48-hour day.
Exactly.
They're like, you need to realize days are only 24 hours.
Exactly.
So yeah, I try to squeeze in every little thing I can. Life is short, and you may only be around another year, so you need to follow your dreams and do what you want to do now. Don't wait.
I completely agree with that. I'm a 25/8 person. I'm not a 24/7. I'm a 25/8, and I believe sleep is just something that we have to do because our body forces us to do it. But otherwise, it's a waste of time to me. And if there's stuff that I can, like I barely sleep now, and a couple hours a night, or sometimes I go several days without sleep, just because there's so much stuff that's going on in my head, and I want to do so many different things. And so I stay very, very busy. So I think that's pretty cool that we have that in common. That's awesome. But also, you mentioned,
and I tell that too. Like in my Facebook, because I'm a lot on Facebook, because a lot of my followers follow me on Facebook as well, or even through my website. When they email me, they'll be like, "Wow, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that." And I'm a huge person on motivation and inspiration. And I tell people, listen, I told people in 2011, beginning of the year, I told my sisters, I am going to be, when you Google Playboy Energy, you are going to see my picture come up. And this was before I was ever Rachael Adams of Detroit. And they looked at me, and it was actually Thanksgiving before I was 2010 Thanksgiving. And they were like, yeah, right. They started laughing. And I said, I'm going to be on billboards. I'm going to be on the radio. I'm going to be in the newspaper. I'm going to be in movies. And they were like, okay, sure you will, And I had to say it all because I knew it would happen. I'm somebody who believes, like, if you envision it, you can make it happen. You can manifest your destiny, and nothing's impossible. And I'm the kind of person that says, if somebody else can do it, so can I.
I believe that.
Yeah, so, and then I have done everything. I've been on many billboards, I've been in a newspaper, I've been on a lot of radio interviews, and, I just think, the sky's the limit. I'm just, if I think I want to do it, I'm just going to go after and do it. And I preach that to people. A lot of people, I'm like a Dr. Drew almost sometimes, and people will email me if they're down or, how did you get this far? How did you do this? And I say, hey, I'm just a normal girl that is a go-getter. You set goals, and if you think you can do it, you can do it. The biggest thing is you need to surround yourself with people who believe in you. If you surround yourself with good, positive, motivational people, you too will be motivated by them and inspired, and you will always be thinking of the next goal. And if you surround yourself with negativity and drama and people who are always having problems all the time, those people you have in your, in your circle of the people acquaintances, you hang around those people, you will be just constantly consumed with drama and negativity, and it will hold you down. So I think you need to surround yourself with people who you want to be like and how you want to be. And, I am known a lot from people all over the United States that, like I said, message me, mainly through Facebook. They know me and they follow me and they follow my career. And I try to help everybody that I can. Even if it's at midnight and somebody's down, I'll say, hey, send me some good energy, good vibes, and then they'll be like, wow, thanks for taking the time to, talk with me or whatever. But,
very nice.
I definitely believe, if you think you can do it, you can do it. If you think you can't, you can't. And I tell people, again, life is short. And in 1 year, what do you want to be calling people you did? In 5 years, what do you want to be calling people you did? And in 10 years from now, I want to be winning a huge award, telling people, I remember before I even made my first movie.
Very cool. Well, some of the other stuff that you do is a lot of charity work, and you mentioned this a little earlier. Let's talk about some of the things you do for charity, because you have this concept to where you donate, or for every month you do something, for every month you do a charity. And so basically you give out 12 days out of the year, which doesn't seem like a lot of time within the year, but it's a lot of donation time that really helps impact people. So can we talk about some of the charities that you do?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I tell people, I try to volunteer for at least one charity every month. If you go to my website, RachaelAdamsOfDetroit.com, there's a charity page, and it lists a bunch of different charities. It's not even updated with everything that I do, but I try to help out a charity or, something like that at least once a month. And a lot of people say, wow, that's a lot of time. How do you do that? And I say, well, it's only 12 days out of the year. That's it. 12 days out of 365. But I'm a huge believer in giving, and, it's true is when you give, you receive. Not that I give to receive, but when I give, I know I'm never going to be in need. And I think that's why a lot of these blessings come to me and all these great opportunities come to me. So, out when I least expect it, and it's because I do a lot for the community and I do a lot for others. In 2011, I became the official ambassador for the Ride for Autism. and this is an amazing organization. And you can go to rideforautism.com and see more pictures from our events. And pretty much what we do is we co-brand with Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson, I've done like a huge circle with them, modeling from when I was 18, and now I'm like their bike night girl in the summer. I do lots of promotions with them. Harley is a huge supporter. Biker Bob's in Taylor, Michigan. They actually help host our Ride for Autism. And a lot of people ask, do I have an autistic child, or am I related to somebody with autism? And I never knew anybody who had autism before I even signed on board with this. But, I said, hey, if it's a cause and they want my, exposure and they want me to help bring exposure and support, I'm on board. I'm ready to do it. So, and then once I started, saying I'm an ambassador, come support this event, so many people emailed me saying, wow, Rachel, thank you so much for bringing attention to this. A lot of people don't even realize how common it is. And I personally did not realize how common it was until after I announced I was the ambassador. And I had so many people thanking me, and I love it. We do a ride every year. It's the first week in August, and it's the first Saturday in August. And people, it's a bunch of bikers. You can actually come in the ride. You have to be in a bike, but if you want to come and support it, you can just show up there. We have people start at 2 different locations north of the ending place, about an hour difference from where we end. We end at Biker Bob's in Taylor, Michigan, and it's a huge, fun, filled event. This year, I had an imitation Chewbacca come, and some superheroes come and hang out with the kids and take pictures. We had the band Remedy last year play, and it's a very well-known local band in Michigan, who's amazing. We have a lot of sponsors come on board and donate stuff. But then something that we started this year, I had a great idea, and it was to actually have an award ceremony where we hand out medallions to these autistic people. There's autistic kids, there's autistic adults. But, when I think about what I want to do to win an award, or you think about what you want to do, it's very easy for us to, put your daughter in a beauty pageant, or I go play basketball, or, kids go play soccer or flag football. But a lot of times autistic kids can never play a sport or never be involved with that. So I said, I think it would be awesome to give these kids like an award. So if anybody out there is having an autistic child, they can actually email me too at info@radiant or at Rachael@rideforautism.com, and we can put them on our list. And every year we're making these medallions and we send them out. And the year, this year it's 2012, and on the back it says, "This right for you." But it's really cool. The parents love it, the kids love it. That's one of the, I work on, I'm on the board, I'm an ambassador, so I go to all the board meetings, and we're setting up all kinds of cool ideas for what we're going to do next year, and we just try to make it bigger and better every year. This upcoming year will be the 10th year that they've done it, and I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm on billboards for that. We were just on the news, the news station was great for the time that talks about the ride and stuff. But I also do Meals on Wheels a lot. A good friend of mine, Todd Hodder, he brings me on. He was a friend of mine. I actually met him at one of the Ride for Autism events. He was a fan of mine on Facebook, came out there to support it, and I found out he reminds me of my grandpa, actually. My grandpa who passed away, and he calls me his sister that he's never had. Nice. He has a sister, but I'm his sister he's never had. So I help out. I'm actually, tomorrow morning I'll be at the location by us doing Meals on Wheels. I was just texting him a little bit ago, probably about an hour or so ago, and I help with that somewhat, regularly. I do a huge thing called Rachael Adams Salute to the Truth, where if you are a troop out there and you're listening, or you know somebody who is deployed or stationed somewhere, I am more than happy to mail them out a calendar or a poster, and I write thank you on it. I give it a big fat kiss with red lipstick. My goal is to be the Betty Page of our time, because I'm more of like a pinup girl. Yeah. And then I just did something called Dancing with the Local Stars, which was awesome. It's just like Dancing with the Stars. They took local celebrities in our area, and, people a lot of times in the news, and I was the only model actress that they had. And we get paired up with a professional dance instructor for about 2 months, and we practice about twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week for 2 hours a day. Oh my God. And we would learn to dance, and we all came together in October and had to compete against each other, and I won second place, so I was really excited for that. Yeah, and And it all was benefit Focus Hope in Detroit, which is another charity. So, you know, some events are really fun, you know, to do. Some events aren't so fun, but it's still all about what the ultimate result is, and that's giving back.
Well, that's pretty cool. I like that. And I just want to rephrase your Rachael at rideforautism.com. If you have somebody that has an autistic child, or if you have one, then please write her and let her know. I think that's amazing, because I have a couple of friends who have autistic children, and it's a very challenging part of their life. A lot of love and everything else, but it is very challenging, and the kids are just absolutely amazing kids. And so I think it's amazing that you do that. And also for the Salute for Troops. I'm an ex-Iraqi war veteran, and I was in the military for a long time, so thank you so much for all the work that you do there.
Well, then I get your free calendar.
Hey,
I have to send you one then.
Do I get the red lipstick print on it too?
Sure. And like, happy birthday, whatever your birthday is. but you know what, too? Also, every year what I do at Christmas time is I run an organization called Angel Tree, which helps kids whose parents are in prison. And, you know, even though a lot of people may, you know, argue with that, you know, I say my biggest thing is, hey, I don't know why these parents are in prison. Not everybody in prison is guilty, you know, in my opinion. And it's the kids that suffer. So why should the kids have to suffer at Christmas? Unfortunately, this year, the group that I worked with we weren't able to do the Angel Tree this year. So I went out and tried sponsoring 2 families on my own. We have 2 families. One of them has 6 children, a set of twins, 15 months, a 7-year-old boy, 2 twins who are 10 years old, both girls, and 1 girl that's 13. And the grandparents are the ones who take care of these kids. A grandma and a grandpa, and the grandpa actually just recently had a heart attack and spent a lot of time in the hospital and ended up losing his job. And then, you know, they're older people, so, you know, it's not easy to take care of, I'm sure, 15-month-old twins up to 13-year-olds, you know, so we're helping them this year at Christmas. And then another family I'm helping is a disabled mother who has 2 children and with physical limitations and disabilities, and one of the sons is actually 16, who is more like a brain of a toddler, and I recently found out after already committing to helping her that her son is autistic. So that's why he's in the situation he is. So we are helping the 2 families, and I put it out on, you know, my Facebook and out there to all my friends and family, and I've had a huge response from people not only in Detroit, but all over the United States that are wanting to help, which is great. You know, not all over, but, you know, outside of Michigan.
Right.
And I have a friend of mine from one of the movies that I was in, Robert Robertson. His family's having a huge Christmas open house this Sunday, and they're collecting toys. Everybody's bringing a toy for these families, which is great. I have a local company called Hydro Stock. They're one of the biggest hydro stores in Michigan. They're sponsoring us as well. We also have Rochester Limousine, who is going to be delivering the presents with me to these families, and their whole crew at the limousine company is going to be buying presents this week for these families. And where I actually work, on top of everything I do, I work full-time at a film school, the Motion Picture Institute, which is an amazing school, and it's a film school, and they are opening the doors for people to come and drop off the presents, you know, throughout the week, and we have a big Christmas tree set up and everything, and then we're taking the MPI, or Motion Picture Institute van, to deliver presents as well. So it's so amazing that all these people in the community are coming together, and really all it takes is somebody to spearhead the events and say, hey, these people need help, and I'll do it, I'll take it on, you know, who needs help. So if anybody wants to ever help in the future, a lot of times I think people want to help people, especially around Thanksgiving and the holidays, and they just don't know how to help. So I try to be that person where people always know, hey, Rachel, you know, I'll get messages, hey, Rachel, what are you doing this month? I'd love to help out, whatever it is. And I try to be that channel to have others just come to me, and we work together and help the community.
Very cool, very cool. I like that. I also give back to a lot of community work, and I do a couple of other charities with them. I do Kids for Computers, or sorry, Computers for Kids. It's where people give me their old laptops and their old machines, and I'll refurbish them and give those to needy families for kids to have something to use for school, for writing reports or things like that. And then I also coach
That's
4-year-old
awesome.
football for a local park team around here, and so it's and a couple of other things. But I think it's great whenever people find the time, and I say find the time because a lot of times you really have to find the time. You think you don't have it, but you actually do, and so you find the time to give back to the community, and I think it's wonderful that you do that. So, I love your concept about 12 days out of the year, once a month. It doesn't seem like a lot of time out of 365, but the amount of effort that you put into it, the amount of love that people receive out of those 12 days is, 3 times 365. It's just 1,000 times %. So thank you so much for doing all that. Now, for some future projects and shows and appearances of where you're going to be, how can people find you, come get some autographed pictures or, things like that of you?
They can definitely go to my website, which is rachaeladamsofdetroit.com. However, my name is spelled like Michael, so it's Rachael, Rachael Adams of Detroit. Or you can just Google me and it'll take you to my website or take you to all kinds of stuff that's going on. On my website, I have event pages that you can, find out where I'll be at. The 2013 event will eventually be updated before the month's over. And there's, a lot of times I do celebrity appearances or charity events, and I always encourage people to come out and meet me and say hi and bring your camera. I'm not somebody who charges to get a picture taken. My goal is by the time you leave my booth is you're like my best friend and you had a great time talking to me because I like to talk.
Right.
But, then there's also a charity page that you can find out more about the different charities to help out with. And, I always just love hearing from, fans or people and what they're, what they might need help with. If there's any way I could spread the word and help get exposure, I'm more than happy to, even if I can't attend it. Or like I said, if they want to even just, maybe book me for a photo shoot or for a movie, because modeling is all right, but acting is my passion. That's what acting is what I'm really in love with. And, I'm getting old, so I don't think I'll be modeling too much longer.
Never. Beauty
But
comes in all ages.
there also will be a 2013 calendar. It just might be my last one, but but there will be a 2013 calendar that they can go to my website too and purchase, and that will be up closer to the beginning of the year. And my birthday is New Year's Eve, so if you all want to send me happy birthday wishes, you can email me. Yeah, you can email me at info@radiance-entertainment.com. But all the information, like I said, is right on my website.
Cool. So we got you on Twitter for R. Adams of Detroit. We got you on Facebook. The email is info@radiance-entertainment.com. They can look you up also on imdb.com. Your website's rachaeladamsofdetroit.com. And everybody, please go check out this 2013 calendar. I've heard there's going to be some great pictures in there. And I don't want it to be your last one, so please don't break every guy's hearts out here in Radio Land. That's going to be your last calendar. Don't do that. So, do you have any final thoughts you would like for everybody to know?
I'm really, like I said, a big person about following your dreams, and it's never too late to follow your dreams. Like I said, I work at a film school, and people right out of high school all the way up to, we had a retired 62-year-old doctor come to our school. He was a doctor his whole life, and John Wisniewski was his name, and he is a huge inspiration to me. He was a doctor his whole life, and then now is making movies. I actually was just a featured person in one of his projects called Day Planner of the Dead. We just finished shooting that, and I shot an awesome bonus feature that you guys will all want to see. That was directed by David Galler, and all of that will be eventually on my website. But the point is it's never too old to follow your dreams, and if somebody says you can't do it, that just should give you more energy to go out and do it. And as long as you stay positive and believe in yourself, you'll be able to do anything you want to, anything you want to put your mind and heart to.
Very nice, I like that. Very motivational and inspirational. So, and I wouldn't expect anything else out of Radiance.
Thank you. Thank you. But hopefully, hopefully you guys will follow me. And a lot of people out there, I'm sure you're like, Rachael Adams of who? You've never heard of me, but those of you who know me definitely know me. Those of you who don't know me, you will be hearing the name a lot more, because a lot of times when you make a movie, it takes about 2 years for the movies to even come out. So, the people who are the hot items on the magazines and everything right now are those people that did a lot of hard work years ago. Some of them obviously still now, like George Clooney, Ryan Gosling. They've always been putting in hard work,
Yeah.
But I, hopefully I'll be a meme that you will be like, hey, I remember hearing that interview on WROM with that girl. And yep, you'll, or just follow me on hopefully you can follow me on my career at RachelAdamsOfDetroit.com, and everything that I say I'm going to do, you'll be able to say, yeah, she said she was going to do that.
Nice. I like that. Well, thank you so much. On behalf of everybody who works on the show, all the producers, all the editors, everybody around the world that pitches in, and especially from all our listeners around the world, thank you so much for being a guest on our show. It's truly a pleasure to talk to you, and an honor to talk to somebody who is so motivational, so inspirational with everything that she does, the whole 200% energy that you give out to the universe, to only receive such a small portion back, and you keep on keeping on. So thank you so much for coming on our show.
No problem. Thanks, and I hope this isn't our last time talking.
Definitely not, because when these new movies coming out, you are coming back for a sequel.
Awesome.
I want Rachael Adams of Detroit Part 2.
Awesome. I'm down with that. Let me know.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. You have a very beautiful night and a week ahead.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Here's Bucky Covington with a song, I Want to Be That Feeling.
Your face lights up every time you talk about that one red light town you grew up in. Your mind goes racing down that road, and another memory takes a hold, and you're smiling like you're there again. You're cruising through that parking lot with a couple friends hanging out for top, and you remember how it felt being young, wild, crazy. Baby, I wanna be that feeling. I wanna be that wind blowing through your hair. When life was like your favorite song, and those summer days went on, and it felt like you could do no wrong. I wanna be that feeling. I wanna be a time and place that always takes your breath away someday when you're looking back. I wanna be a picture there in your mind that you take everywhere, that warms your heart, yeah, it makes you laugh. Yeah, baby, these are the good old days, let's make it last. What do you say? Remember being young, wild, crazy. Baby, I wanna be that feeling. I wanna be that wind blowing through your hair. Those Friday nights you were living for, and that first love knocking at your door, and every day left you wanting more. I wanna be that feeling. Like your favorite song, and those summer days went on, and it felt like you could do no wrong. That long lost feeling, those Friday nights you were living for, and that first love knocking at your door, and every day left you wanting more. Wanna be that feeling, wanna be that feeling. I wanna be that feeling.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
At Taylor Gifts, we do customized monogramming and embroidery. We can monogram anything from a simple one name on a bib for a baby to a customized logo on a company shirt. We can make gifts for your wedding entourage and gifts for your friends. Label your children's items for school and put names on jerseys for sports. If you have items of your own you want them monogrammed and embroidered, we can do that. Tailor Gifts are sewn with high-quality thread on a professional embroidery machine. So go to the website www.tailorgifts.net, call 251-391-4354, email sales@tailorgifts.net, visit us at ETSY, and Facebook us. We are ready for your orders.
Welcome to WROM, Realms of Music Radio and Social Network. We support independent artists and talk shows, hosting a large discussion forum and an artist gallery. We also have a large social network combining the best of Facebook and MySpace into one. So make sure you submit your music to us and create a profile to promote yourself today. That's realmsofmusic.com, the best of music radio.
The Ghost Tales Television Network, GTN. GTN is designed to give the paranormal TV and filmmaking community the opportunity to showcase their talents and creations. If you believe you have what it takes to create your very own TV show and or short film and you would like the opportunity to showcase your creations, you may contact us at ghosttales.tv@gmail.com or call 901-377-7166 for more details. Make sure you visit ghosttalestv.com. GTN, America's Paranormal Superstation.
Jackalope 105 FM on jackaloperadio.com. Your alternative to the grind of internet and FM radio. When we say diversity in programming, we mean it. Lots of stations brag, throw out a hype, and pad their numbers. Well, we don't. Accept no limitations. When you truly want awesome 24-hour radio, tune in to Jackalope and rock your routine. Jackalope 105 FM on jackaloperadio.com.
Thank you for listening to the show. I'm your host, Bryan Lee Whatley. Hope you have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next time when another story begins. Until then, love and light.